being famous draws the crazies. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 craziest cases of celebs being blackmailed. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at the craziest cases of famous people being blackmailed and/or extorted, and ranking them based on the individual's fame and the severity of the blackmail act itself. Number 10. Alex Rodriguez. A-Rod is widely considered to be one of the greatest baseball players ever. However, his reputation took a massive dive in 2013 when he became embroiled in the infamous Biogenesis baseball scandal, which saw Biogenesis claiming to have provided numerous baseball players with performance-enhancing drugs. When various employees of the clinic were in desperate need of cash due to mounting legal bills, they turned to A-Rod for money in exchange for keeping his dealings with them quiet. Biogenesis employees later spilled the beans, however, and Rodriguez was suspended for the entire 2014 MLB season.
I did take a banned substance, and for that, I'm very sorry and deeply regretful.
His reputation suffered, and he retired 2 years later. Number 9. Yoko Ono. Yoko Ono is widely considered a major driving force in the breakup of the Beatles, but that's not really something that's blackmail-worthy. However, Ono's personal chauffeur, Coral Carson, saw an opportunity for himself and blackmailed the performance artist for $2 million in the mid-2000s. His lawyer claimed that Ono was abusive, ordered the driver to be responsible to her needs 24 hours a day, and asked him to perform various illegal acts. After he threatened to release various pictures and secret recordings he'd made, he was charged with the felony of attempted grand larceny in the third degree and was sentenced to 60 days in jail. Number 8. Kevin Hart. Funny man Kevin Hart has taken the world by storm in the early 21st century, most notably for his roles in various comedies like Ride Along, Get Hard, and Central Intelligence.
I got a plan. Might get us both killed, but if it works, it'll be a totally boss story. Cool?
No, it's not cool.
Cool.
No, I said it's not cool.
However, with the fame comes the attention, and Hart was embroiled in a sex extortion case in 2017. Hart became the victim when someone demanded an 8-figure sum of money from the actor in exchange for keeping an alleged sexually explicit video private. After refusing to pay the exorbitant amount of money, Hart issued an apology over Instagram directed towards his wife and children.
In doing that, I know that I'm going to hurt the people closest to me, who I've talked to and apologized to, being my wife and my kids.
Number 7. John Stamos. Turns out the world isn't as sugary sweet as Full House would have you believe. Two Michigan residents, Allison Koss and Scott Cipolla, were arrested when they tried to extort $680,000 from the actor in 2009. They claimed that they had damning pictures of Stamos involving cocaine and nudity that were allegedly taken at a party. Rather than paying up, Stamos contacted the authorities, and the two were soon arrested. Stamos has since denied that the pictures existed, and the defense claims that the pictures were deleted once the FBI raided their house. Koss's lawyer also alleged that Stamos had a fling with an underage Koss when they met in Orlando in 2004, but the claims were denied. Number 6. Cindy Crawford.
Do you have any nicknames for your kids?
She calls me Kiki and my brother P.
While reportedly playing cops and robbers, the nanny for Cindy Crawford's children took a joke picture of her daughter bound and gagged to a chair in 2009. A friend of the nanny, Edith Kayalar, stole the picture and wanted to return it to the family for a reward. Crawford's husband, Randy Gerber, gave him $1,000 for his troubles. 2 days later, Kayalar asked for more money and claimed he had another copy, but the authorities were contacted and he was deported. He then called and demanded a $100,000 wire transfer before being arrested by German authorities and sentenced to 2 years in prison. Number 5. Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes were married from 2006 to 2012, and their relationship provided us with the famous Oprah couch hopping, one of Cruise's most awkward moments. However, their blissful marriage hit a bump when Mark Louis Gittleman stole their wedding photos and threatened to make them public unless he was paid $1.3 million. Court documents show that Gittleman obtained the photos when the photographer brought his damaged hard drive to Gittleman's place of employment. After seeking help from David Hans Schmidt, an infamous celebrity sex tape peddler, both Gittleman and Schmidt enacted the extortion. But they were caught in a sting operation. Gittleman was sentenced to 2 years probation, and Schmidt committed suicide. Number 4. Cameron Diaz.
Bring it on, bitch.
There's nothing like something coming back to haunt you. When Diaz was a 19-year-old aspiring actress, she posed nude for photographer John Rutter. Over 10 years later, Rutter demanded $3.5 million, or he would leak the nude photos to the press to coincide with the release of Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. Rather than paying up, Diaz contacted the authorities, and Rutter was arrested and charged with forgery, attempted grand theft, and perjury. He was sentenced to 3 years, 8 months in prison. Number 3. David Letterman. As Kevin Hart and David Letterman found out, sometimes you just have to beat the blackmailers to the punch, even if it means damaging your career and personal relationships. In October 2009, Letterman announced on his show that he was the victim of a recent blackmail attempt and admitted infidelity, claiming to have slept with various employees.
And the creepy stuff was that I have had sex with women who work for me on this show. Now, my response to that is, yes, I have.
A producer for CBS, Joe Halderman, was arrested after trying to deposit the phony $2 million check and was sentenced to 6 months in prison. Despite the October confession, Letterman remained with his longtime partner, Regina Lasko, whom he had married the previous March.
I hurt a lot of people. I have nobody to blame but myself. I'm not looking to blame anybody. I'm looking to find out why I behaved the way I behaved.
Number 2. Rob Lowe.
I understand your feelings, but please believe me when I tell you that I'm a nice guy having a bad day.
Turns out that Rob Lowe has terrible luck with his employees, because in April 2008, he filed 3 separate lawsuits against 3 separate staff members. He claims that one nanny spread, quote, malicious lies about him, that one chef had sexual intercourse on his bed, and that another nanny, the subject of this list, attempted to blackmail him. Lowe sued nanny Jessica Gibson, claiming that she was extorting him for $1.5 million for, quote, a vicious laundry list of false terribles. Gibson in turn sued the Lowe family for sexual harassment and abuse. However, both lawsuits were dismissed in 2009 at the request of both parties. Number 1. John Travolta.
It's freaky, but it happens.
Losing a child is one of the most difficult things a human being can experience. Losing a child and being blackmailed over it is simply unimaginable. However, that's the predicament Travolta found himself in 2009, when his son Jet died of a seizure. Torino Lightbourne, a paramedic, and a Bahamas senator, Pleasant Bridgewater, soon blackmailed Travolta for $25 million, claiming they had a, quote, refusal to transport document signed by Travolta. This would indicate that Travolta allegedly prevented his son from receiving medical help. After being caught in a sting operation, Lightbourne was charged, but the trial ended in a mistrial. Travolta then decided to drop the charges, claiming that the emotional toll was too great.
I just want to take one moment to thank each and every one of you throughout this country and throughout the world for all your support and all your love for our family. Thank you very much.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.